Hello guys, Bud here with Dependable Lawn Care. It's been raining all night, yesterday afternoon, all night, and then this morning, but it's supposed to let up here pretty soon, and we should be able to get out and finish up our mowing for the week. So what I have, the 61-inch mulch kit, and there's the part number for you, and the 52-inch mulch kit with the part number. So I'm going to crack these open and go ahead and install them. And I'll tell you what, guys, I have no experience with mulch kits other than my FW15. This year is really the first time that I've put any time on a mulch kit. What I like is the idea of not having clippings to deal with. Also, you know, chute blocks. It would essentially eliminate the need for a chute block if the mulch kit works the way that I'm hoping. And I think my only reservation is that I'm just not sure with how thick the grass gets around here sometimes, how well a mulch kit's going to handle the clippings without leaving a mess behind, and also how bad are the clippings going to stick, you know, up inside the deck when it's wet like it is, you know, right now. And also going from a high lift blade to a mulch blade, are they still going to get enough lift to get the cut quality that I've been used to with these mowers? So anyways, there's only one way to answer all those questions, and that's just to try it out, guys. So I'm going to crack these open. We'll go ahead and do the 52. So I'm going to crack it open, show you the kit real quick. It looks pretty much identical to my FW15 mulch kit. You've got the OCD, the chute block cover, this small V that goes in the middle of the deck, and then this larger baffling piece that'll go towards the discharge side. So, you know, the decks already have, sorry, I'll move my safety block here real quick. I always stick this, I've got a V-notch cut out of this 4x4, and I always stick it under there whenever I'm under the mower as a safety. So anyway, you know, the mowers have quite a bit of baffling already, and obviously it already has, you know, the factory holes drilled for the mulch kit. So I've got to clean the deck out real quick. I just need to give it a quick scrape and pull the blades off, and then we'll see about throwing this kit on there. Now let me look at these blades, because honestly I haven't seen the mulch blades yet, so I don't even know really what they look like. Okay. Again, identical to the FW15. They're just a wavy mulch blade. They do have a tail. So this right here is the tail, and that's what creates your lift. The more that's curved up, the more lift you get. So you can see it does have some lift. Surprisingly, I didn't know if it would or not. And other than that, it's just a wavy style blade. First step is the mulch plate. I just have these in place. They're not tightened up yet. And basically I want to get the tightest fit I can. So I kind of scoot that around until I find that spot. Tighten that one. Okay, now that piece is on, and we'll move to the baffles underneath. here's the piece, and it's got this plate. The plate needs to be up like so, and that's how you mount it up. Factory hole is right there. Of course, I've got that all scraped and cleaned out. So put my bolt in, and go up on top with the nut. Okay, I had to get a long extension on my impact, but I was able to reach it. So now the way this thing sits, it doesn't actually make contact back here, and I've got it slid all the way back as far as I can. So I'm going to go ahead and put these two blades on before I go any farther, and make sure that's back far enough that it's not going to contact the blades. I haven't tightened it all the way up yet; it's just in place. Okay, now. Okay, I see. So, they both pass underneath it, or over it, however you want to say that. So there's no contact to be made there. You see the tail. I can actually stick my hand in there, so I guess there's no right or wrong to that. It's in there and it's pushed forward as far as I can go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. So this is going to go up in here like this, using the two factory bolt holes that correspond to these two holes. So I'm going to go ahead, and might be a little bit tricky, but I'm going to try to hold these two bolts in here with one hand and hold it in place while I reach over the deck and put the nuts on. So like this. Wow, I'm kind of surprised that actually worked on the first try. Now again, I'm probably gonna have to use my little extension set up there. And this reach around stuff sucks. Makes me think of blade change on Wright and Skag. How they have the bolt that goes all the way through and then the nut on top. Man, that would suck changing your blades every time. Not trying to bash, it's just, that's very uncomfortable trying to do. So this one I'm gonna turn the bolt in, and of course we'll see how that works. Surprised that actually worked, but anyways, it's not tight, but it's in there a little snugger, and then I'll get these top two snugged up a little bit, make my final adjustments, and get them tightened up. Now, did I leave that loose enough to... Nope, I didn't. I'm gonna have to loosen those two up just a little bit so I can adjust this. That's as far forward as I can get it. Okay, it doesn't make contact there. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these up and we'll see if that position will work. Now I'm going to put on the last blade and we'll see how everything fits. Everything has clearance. The mulch kit is all in, and the next step, guys, is taking it out and using it and seeing how it works. Kind of excited really to try this out, and I hope that it works out as well as everyone that I've talked to says it does. This is our very first property running the mulch kits on the Z3X mowers. This will be the 61-inch first, and then I'll move the camera to get some footage of the 52. Everything is wet, saturated, so, you know, wet grass, and this is a bi-weekly cut. So it's been 2 weeks since we've cut it, and we mow it at 3 inches, which is what we're set at right now. So let's jump on it and see how it does. We're seeing a lot of stragglers, you know, a lot of stuff that got partially cut but not completely cut, or in some cases just didn't get cut at all. Of course, this is a bi-weekly yard, so you got, you know, you guys saw how much I was cutting off. I mean, there were places where I was cutting off a foot of grass, or weeds in some cases. And so there's just a lot of material that you're trying to remove to bring it down to a nice 3-inch cut. And I don't know, you know, I don't know if it's because of the rain everything being wet, maybe we need to slow down a little bit. Although I can tell you right now that if running mulch kits means that I've got to slow down, that's not going to work for me. But anyway, this is just the first property. You know, we're going to go ahead and run these mulch kits the rest of today, just get a good, well-rounded opinion. But I guess I would just say I'm not terribly impressed on this first property, although this first property, you know, is a lot of acreage and it's mainly just a maintenance cut. You know, when you're mowing something every 2 weeks, you know, it's just not going to look its best. It's not going to look like it would if you mowed it weekly, just plain and simple. And no weed treatment, no seeding, no, you know, anything. I mean, this is just basically field grass turned into lawn. So anyway, that's enough for right now. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day, and wanted to tell you guys how it went testing out the mulch kits. So everything we cut today, they were bi-weekly properties, meaning we cut them every 2 weeks. We do have some weekly properties, but we didn't have any of those to do today to try these out on. I feel like they would have done really, really good on weekly properties. That being said, on our bi-weekly properties, they really didn't work for us. We had to do a lot of double cutting because they would leave a lot of stragglers, like especially if you were in areas where it was really thin, you know, kind of like the difference between running flat blades and high lift blades. You know, it didn't seem like we were getting any lift with the cut. So the cut quality wasn't what I was hoping for. As far as the mulching factor, they mulched fantastic. I mean, even in really thick stuff, I mean, there were a couple times where it left some clipping trails, you know, on the discharge side. But I mean, I'm talking like only in a couple places where it was really, really bad. Like we were cutting at 3 inches and probably taking, you know, 9 to 12 inches off. So I mean, you're talking about a lot of clippings that it was processing. We really liked how clean it was, not having clippings, you know, flying everywhere. I mean, it was just, you know, I really wish it would have worked for us just for that factor, because it was nice not having to worry about going, you know, I can go around a tree or a pole or a bush or landscaping or whatever I want on the discharge side, and didn't have to worry about a single clipping coming out and getting on anything. You know, whereas normally you could only do that on the trim side of the deck. And so that was really nice. I did like that about it. And I'm not going to give up on them. You know, the mulch kits might work great for us in the fall. I do know of guys that run mulch kits year round, so maybe there's something else to it that I'm not getting. Maybe they use different blades. Maybe they cut it a different height. You know, maybe all their yards are weekly. I mean, I don't know what the secret to it is yet, but I would really like to make it work. Now I just put the kits on there totally factory. I didn't change a thing. I used the blades that came with it. I mean, I did it exactly the way it was built and designed. So maybe there's something there that can be changed that makes it work better. Also today we mowed 5 properties in the same amount of time that it would normally take us to mow 7 properties. In fact, we had 7 to do today, and 2 of them didn't get done because we just didn't have enough time, and I was running out of patience with the cut quality, and told Gage, I said, I'm not going to do the last 2 properties. I said it'll take us twice as long and it'll be dark before we ever get done. So we came home, call it a day. I'm going to pull the mulch kits off and put the regular high lift blades back on, put my quick shoots back on, and then I'm gonna do some research and talk to some people and find out what I can do differently before I try the mulch kits again. Like I said, I don't want to give up on them. There are definitely some pluses to it, but it just slowed us down way too much. It took us 5 hours to do 5 properties, and we would normally have 7 properties done. These particular properties, these are some bigger properties, okay? These aren't small properties except for one, and that was part of the reason why it took us so long, because most properties we can do 2 properties in an hour, the average size property that we have. Sometimes we can do 3 in an hour. These are larger properties, but still, you know, I know for a fact that it's slowing us down by at least a couple hours, and that was, you know, that's just too much. I can't slow down that much just to run mulch kits. So anyway, that's kind of the findings at the end of the day. And as I said, I'm going to pull them off and put everything back the way I had it to finish mowing, and until I can figure out if there's a trick to running these mulch kits that I'm not aware of. Because normally these mowers mow freaking fantastic. I mean, you don't ever have to double cut. If you have sharp blades, proper cut height, you know, all that kind of stuff, you don't ever have to double cut. And we were mowing one of these properties today. We were mowing at 2.5 inches, which is like the shortest I ever mow. I mean, I hate mowing that short, and we were still having to double cut. So anyway, that's it, guys. I'm gonna hop off of here, go get these mowers fixed up for tomorrow so we can go out and finish what we didn't get done today. As always, get out there and make some money, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, guys.